All right. Fuck you guys. All right, I'm going live. Oh, I forgot to check that latency thing. Arg. Good morning, everyone. Give me 1 second here. Pedro, are you talking there? You're on mute, Pedro. I think your button's on. Might be your screen, not your headset. Your DYOR Media screen. You've got the red microphone. No. All right, everybody, give us 1 second here. There we are. Now I got you. Pedro, you there? You disappeared again. Hold on 1 second. Let me refresh this. Hold on, everybody. All right, Pedro, I should be able to hear you now. I don't know why everything could work fine until we went live. All right, everybody. Good morning here. Hold on. I'm trying to get Pedro's audio back here. He disappeared right as we went live. The great bear of the East foiled us again. All right, Pedro, I see your microphone moving, so it must mean you're talking. All right, let me just check some audio controls here. This is frustrating.
Boards.
All right.
President Trump says this is Biden's stock market.
All right. I think I've got Pedro back here.
Got me.
I got you now, Pedro. Pedro, I swear to God. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everybody. It's May 1st, 2025. Just before we went on the air, Pedro and I are talking about how I've simplified the setup for my little remote thing here. And sure enough, as soon as we go live, I bust up the audio. Anyway, let's not waste any time, Pedro. Good morning. What's going on this morning here with the markets? Okay. Oh, sorry, I was doing the commentary. I didn't hear the question you asked me. Oh, your audio just stopped. Yes, I did. No, they are not. Hold on, Pedro. Before we move to Nasdaq, let's hit Bitcoin 1 second here. Yesterday, I was talking about how I was looking at the concept that during the major trade shows of the year, Bitcoin just kind of consolidates a little. And I kind of looked at, I didn't pick the Toronto ones, but a couple of the big Nashville, big Bitcoin ones and other ones in Singapore and stuff. And it does kind of correlate. The lack of volume and the consolidation does happen during those periods. And the trade show is ending right now. Actually, it ended in Dubai a little earlier. And all of a sudden, you're starting to see the market pick up a little bit and start to break out of this consolidation a little bit. It might be, as they say, correlation is not causation, but it's enough for me to go, might see an interesting pattern there. But anyway, I'm still long. I'm long from 93.8, I think, and I'm getting ready to take my profits and move on after a rare multi-day trade on my part that I just kind of let it sit and hang out. Play that FOMO. Well, I think it's a gen. First of all, we've got crypto degens in this space now, and they've only mostly experienced, large rises in price followed by consolidation. They've never, been. No, I know Bitcoin came down a lot, but it goes right back up. The volatility that makes them happy, and as I know you're going to say, it drives the dopamine, ladies and gentlemen. But when that market is pumping, people's brains spin up, our viewership goes up, the number of posts on X go flying like crazy, up 2x, 3x, 10x. And so it certainly is a drug when the price go up, because people looking for that, they see their wallet and they're like, if it can just go 10x from here, if it just go 10x here, I'm going to Ibiza. And then it doesn't. and then it goes up like 40%, and then they're so happy, and then it pulls back. And it pulls back, and they're very sad. But people like you and me are going, yes, a bargain in the house. A bargain in the house. All right. I wanted to ask you about Bitcoin on that and talk about my trade, but in the shit that I had figured out. But you can go on to NASDAQ if you're ready for that. Oops. Sorry. Did I mute you? Or you may have muted yourself there, Pedro.
Tom.
You there?
Yep, I'm here.
That's weird. All right, you're out. Go ahead, Pedro.
Okay, so as this.
They put a lot of meme coins up there very quickly, and also Weeks is doing a very similar thing. They listen to the market, and they're both getting new pairs out pretty quickly. But those are centralized versions. There is a decentralized version of that. I cannot remember the name of it. It's like Avco or Eveco, AEVCO, that does it on a decentralized version. But the volume and liquidity really isn't good enough. But Mexi and Weeks do that. Just because they add pairs so quickly. All the other exchanges do it slowly. They want to grab the volume. Yep. All right, everybody. While Pedro's working the open on the markets here, yesterday I spoke about Australia, and Pedro asked me a question about it. I said I didn't know the answer, but I'll follow up on it today. Did a little bit more research on what's going on in Australia. As I said, I phoned a friend, and my friend Dave told me that the government is actually fighting with itself. One arm of the government is saying we need to lock down crypto. We need to make it harder to use because of terrorists. Same story that was going on in the U.S. Under the Biden administration is going on in Australia right now, with people complaining that Australian banks are debanking crypto users, and that regulatory pressure is alienating the retail traders. And so that's going on down there. It seems that they're about 6 months behind the U.S. and still prosecuting people and companies for doing that. And not only that, but Australia said it's time for us to crack down on these wildcat exchanges that are not fully regulated. And what they did, they just recently withdrew the license for FTX to operate in Australia. Yep. Just recently, well, they were in hiatus mode, but still able to be used by institutional people or large traders that still had money tied up in it. They could get their money out and that type of stuff. Turns out, the bad guys had learned how to use some of the accounts to move money around in it because there was no supervision. But the exchange still existed and the back end still worked okay. So they withdrew their thing. But on the other hand, though, there is a push in Australia by another arm of the Australian government to get a proper regulatory playing field for everybody. So essentially, they're going through what the U.S. was going through under the Biden administration. A big push against them, saying this is so evil, Elizabeth Warren style rhetoric is going on. And then kind of in the undercurrent amongst the legislature, I don't know what they're called in Australia, MPs or whatever, the ones that do understand crypto are trying to put forth a bill to allow the, I can't remember the name of the group, the Australian Financial Services licenses to become real things so that companies can operate without fear of prosecution. And lastly, on the news front, yesterday I spoke about how the UK was also doing a similar thing, trying to bring a new framework because they've been up and down in the regulatory world, similar to the Biden administration as well. And yesterday I said that they're putting forth some good news to bring a level playing field to everybody. And just today, Coinbase of the United Kingdom came out and said, if you don't do this, most of these companies are going to leave because we can go to the U.S. now. we can go to the U.S. and not only that, but the people of the country can go and use other platforms in other countries, regardless if it's legal or not, because they will, as we've seen in crypto. Right, and also in that world, I guess when I said the UK article is the last one, I did more research into what was going on in India yesterday. A while ago, I had a guy on from I was on an Indian guy's podcast. I cannot remember his name. It's just one of those names to English people is difficult to remember. but it spoke about adoption, and he said it was starting to go. He said adoption will spike in India when the people really lose confidence in the government and the currency, and that's happening apparently. The India's let's see, where's that article? 28% of users of crypto, not of the country, but 28% of the crypto users in India have adopted it in the past few months. So they've had a lot of new people come in all of a sudden. And so I think that's indicative, and I'm going to do more research on it, on the Indian economy and their currency. I guess I should say it's not the economy. Their currency is more of a function of the support of the government. I should find out what's going on there, because that could be a massive forex trade if their economy is going to, or if their currency is going to go in the tank. And if so many people are switching to and the article points out that BTC USD and ETH USD are the biggest growth pairs in India, which means people are taking their money out of rupees and putting them into dollars. Yeah. Hey, wherever you make all the jewelry, that's where the gold's gonna be. Were you? I know we were talking about that trade and that it was a good one. Did you actually get in that one? Pedro's in it to win it. Pedro is in it to win it. Quick shout out to everybody on Rumble watching us. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Yesterday we had a couple of new viewers in the early morning. For those of you watching this morning, hey, give us a like. Drop a comment. If you got a question, let us know. This is the morning, as I call this morning session, the Bitcoin Bell. I actually have been enjoying this morning session here, getting out, talking about the market indicators about the day and the news of the day and how it may affect global liquidity in Bitcoin. Remember, everybody, the bad news, when I read the news, the bad news are bearish signals. Bearish signals mean less liquidity in the market. Bullish news means more traders are going to come in, put more money in the market, and so that helps you with your overall concept of which way price action might be going. That's more of the news drives it more obviously long term for the day, not the news about what's going on in countries and stuff like that. The things that Pedro mentioned earlier about what do you call them, the folders, the red folders. Those are pertinent to the day usually. You know what? I was trying to I was messing with the sound. Were there any numbers coming out today?
have the at 10 o'clock you have PMI coming in for April, and yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. What we're gonna see happens here. So we'll find out. We will find out what's going to happen. But those are the time periods you want to be paying attention to the market. If you're in trade, just understand that it's going to be very volatile. You might get stopped out, so just make sure that your stop is retestable, that you have some form of protection where buyers are sitting, whatever system you're using to indicate where buyers are sitting or where they're going to defend a position. That's where you want to make sure that your stop is at that low, or get out of the position, wait for it to come down to that and get in on it. So yeah, that's in a nutshell for that. Most importantly, when you're in there looking at that market, especially for the daily move on the market, what you really want to see, right, is like I try to pick the lower low. So let's say here's your low, right? And then these are just lower lows, but I want to grab it right here, because a lot of times what happens is a market will come down to that area where it's looking to sit, and they'll stop everybody out from here all the way down, and then they'll pick up buyers right here. So, or let's say this is all one big buyer and the next one is right here, right? Like, so these are those little areas that you want to be paying attention, because a lot of times the market will move to get liquidity in times or in reports, as reports come out. It's really important to understand that. So as a trader, you're looking for that. You're trying to see where you're going to see liquidity come in, or where they're going to pull everybody's liquidity, meaning your stops. So yeah, it's in a nutshell.
All right, Pedro, you said you had to get running here on the
I did.
for the open. I'm gonna go do a couple of things. I'm watching my trade. I'm long on BTC right now.
At what price?
93. Sorry, 94,026.
93.04.
Yeah, no, $94,026.
94,026. So right here, 1,026. So around here, this low here.
Yeah, if that's $94,000.
Nice, awesome. Leverage, or you just went in with regular?
20x leverage.
Really?
Yeah, it's in my demo account. I was trying to
get in the hang of it.
Yeah. Still, it doesn't matter though. It's a trade that worked out as I thought it was going to do. It took longer than planned, this consolidation over the past couple of days. Even though it's a small trade, I'm up $60, and right, and it drives you crazy. It's like you're going to consolidate every day. Nothing. There's no news is going to drive the market. It's not going to play out. But it looked like it was in a position to be bullish. And one of the reasons I took the trade is the stochastics were down in the charts that I was looking at. I was looking at the 4 hour and the 1 hour at the time, and it popped. So it was like it was doing this wedge thing where it's consolidating. I'm like, it's going to break out one way or another, and the stochastics gave me the signal that it was likely going to go up. And so I'm debating where to take my profits here. Probably right here. I'll take half of them, and then see what happens the next couple hours.
Right there, that was your wedge.
What date does that start? Because I got in. It was 2 days ago, I think, that I got in.
Oh, so you got back here then. Oh shoot, I didn't know I could do that. That's interesting. Okay. So you probably got in right in these levels. So you basically 2 days ago, so it was back on Sunday?
Yep.
Wait, what is today? Is today Wednesday or Thursday? Today's Thursday. I'm sorry, my brain just kind of went mush here.
I trust me, I've
been
in Florida for a month. I have to continually ask me what day it is, what week it is, what month it is.
Yeah.
I'm turning into Florida, man.
It happens, man, when you're on vacation for almost a month.
Well, now Now it's house sitting. But anyway, before we get going, I do have some good news. Yesterday, I covered a little event only from the social media side, not from live broadcasting. But Striking Jr. and his team at St. Louis University, if I was telling you about them before, he's a senior. They're doing their senior class project. He's a rocket scientist there. They built a hybrid rocket engine, meaning both solid rocket fuel and liquid rocket fuel. And yesterday, the final test and launch happened. It didn't launch and go up in the air. It's just a motor test, a static test. And the damn thing worked on the first try. And it didn't blow up. And the video of it, they live streamed it. Striking Jr. live streamed it in a manner his father would be proud of. And all of a sudden, it kicked off. And the most beautiful flame came out with the mock triangles or mock diamonds in it. And it worked. It worked without exploding. No rapid unscheduled disassemblies, as they call them. And not only that, for the entire aerospace and astronaut, whatever it is, their whole engineering department, he and his 3 teammates won best project for the whole school, whole engineering school, for their senior class projects. It was pretty neat. They had it out in this big field, and they had security, everybody to keep everyone away. And on a parking garage far away, they had a whole bunch of people watching and stuff. And then they hit the button, and they had a camera watching themselves too. And so we caught their reactions, and it was priceless. And I'll have the video for that. I'll try and run it on tomorrow's show.
Congrats to Striking Jr. That's awesome. Congrats.
All right, Pedro, that's all we got for today.
Excellent.
Good short little episode. Everybody watch the markets here today. Trade smartly, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.